I'm going to try preparing live stream.
Oh, I see live on YouTube.
You do?
Yep.
Okay.
It just has a picture of you, KW Command Daily Videos by Lori Ballin.
Preparing live stream. Oh, that's us right there. Okay, so hold on. Let me just press start webinar. Okay, we should be oh, wait a minute. Okay, hold on one second, guys. I'm just double checking because here we go. Unable to access microphone. That's okay. Let me just mute this. I have learned how to mute this since our last call. Should not be any feedback now. Did that work? No. Tiny bit. Let me know if you hear any feedback. Okay, I think we're good.
Yep, we're good.
Okay, welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. I know you guys are going to be piling in right now. Let me just give you a little scope here of what's happening. What I want to do is I want to see the attendees. So let me open chat. Okay, there's chat. And now, okay, so wow, we're already over 100. So that means what might be happening right now is that we have some of you guys are now being pushed to YouTube to watch this live stream simultaneously with me. So this is a really cool way of seeing if this works. Okay, that chat's not working. Let me try this one. There we go. All right. Hey, Barry, Makiba, Julie, Claire. See if that'll stay open for me there. All right. I see you coming in. So Jeff, do let me know if you're seeing any comments coming in off of YouTube as well.
All righty.
What I'd like to do is be able to answer questions from both our Zoom participants and our YouTube participants. That would be fantastic. All right, so everyone, I have Jeff Helvin here with me. In a moment, we're going to be going to screen share and we're going to be just diving right into those smart plans. So just for those of you that obviously you know or you wouldn't be here, I'm Lori Ballin and I live right here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I have a real estate team, Lori Ballin team, and we work Vegas, Henderson, North Las Vegas, and Boulder City. And I also have on the webinar today, I have Jeff Helvin, and Jeff is an agent on my team. Jeff is my little brother, and Jeff owns and operates, along with my big brother, Paul Helvin, a marketing company that I started years ago called Ballin Brands. And Jeff and Paul now own and operate that marketing agency. And that allows me just to live in this space of teaching full time and creating content, which is where I really want to be. So it's a really cool thing. So I'm going to let you know right off the bat, Jeff is here to help moderate your guys' questions. We're only going to be here in an hour today. It's going to move pretty quickly, but we can actually do double the work because Jeff is here. So Jeff's able to type in answers if you have questions. This is what he does every single day, all day too. He's helping Command. He helps Keller Williams agents use their KW Command. He makes video trainings to help people. And then also Jeff and Paul together actually provide KW Command services. So for example, if you need smart plans, Jeff and Paul, I'm going to show you today how to build them, where to get them, so you don't have to spend any money. But if at the end of this, you say, I need help, I don't want to do all this, you talk to Jeff and Paul because they can actually create, implement, install smart plans for you. They also build out your KW Command website. They manage your Facebook ads. So I just kind of want Jeff and Paul at Ballin Brands to be your go-to if you need help with that kind of stuff. I'm here as the teacher. They're here as actually your leverage to help you with that. Okay, so that's why we're all here. All right, welcome, Stephen, Leslie, Lori, Dawn. If you are here for the first time on one of my webinars, you've never been on one of my trainings before, will you let us know? Just type that into the comments and say first timer and tell us where you're logging in from. Okay. Oh, quite a bit of you. Fantastic. All right, we got lots of Florida, a lot of Florida. What a lot of Florida, North Carolina, Hudson Valley, New York. Okay, fantastic. So Jeff, the chat's going to move way too quick for me to keep up with. So if you will just jump in and say, "Hey, Lori,
You got it.
let me help you with that." Has something. I still see you on the screen full time. So when I share the message, we'll have to see what happens with that. I must have changed something in the settings again.
Well, I can just stop my video, so we should be good there.
Okay, so Jeff, is there anything that you see that anybody's asking about? Everybody just saying, "Hey, hi."
Yep.
Nothing I need to
so
address.
far, I'll scroll through them as you get started too, to make sure we didn't miss any, because you're right, they're going pretty fast.
They're going fast. This is a big one. All right. So if you have any questions, please type them in. And as Jeff said, if you will adjust where it says 2 panelists, just drop down that little arrow and choose all, because everybody will benefit from following each other's questions if you're live here on the Zoom call. If you're on the YouTube, you can type in any questions into the comments, and Jeff will flag me, or he'll answer you, or I will also answer you after the fact as well. So, all right, lots of first timers. Well, welcome guys. I'm honored that you'd spend your time with me. All right, so let's go ahead and go to share screen, and we're gonna head on over to the KW Command dashboard. All right, here we go. Perfect. Okay, you can let me know, excuse me, also, if you need anything made bigger as we're going through this. No, don't end meeting. Okay, I'm going to see if I can just make this just a tad bigger. There we go. Okay. Perfect. All right. So if you are not using Smartplans yet, comment for me. Only knots, just so that I can see how quick it moves. Just, I'm not using Smartplans. Just type it in for me. You have not used them yet at all. Okay, perfect. A lot of you guys. Okay, so let me share with you. I am going to go over to our Smartplans library, and I want to explain to you what Smartplans are. And then I'm going to show you how we create them, where you can go get more Smartplans. So I'm going to show you how to create them manually, where to go get them. I'm going to show you where the shared library is so that you can get started. Okay. So bottom line is this: Smartplans are automation that help cultivate your leads. Okay. There's other uses for Smartplans that have to do with, task lists and opportunities and things like that. But for the purpose of today, we're specifically building out these funnels, if you will, that help convert our leads. And these are done through email and through text message. Okay. So the first thing you need to do is go up here to your settings. And you're going to make sure that you have 2 things activated for these Smartplans. The first one is command email. And if you don't see that connected, then you can go ahead and just connect that. It's very simple. We get, I believe it's 5,000 command emails per month before we would have to pay anything extra. Okay. So we'll just keep that in mind there. And then the other one is this one here, Twilio. Okay, so Jeff can jump in if there's anything that he needs to add to this. I'm not going to go too deep into Twilio today, but Jeff and I have step-by-step tutorials on anything that you need regarding Twilio, how to go set it up, okay? And I'm going to show you today even how to use the HTML newsletter templates in these campaigns as well. Jeff, are you jumping in?
Yeah, so one question that was just asked, so it's good to go ahead and specify now. So one question was asked was, had they made improvements to Twilio so they come from our number? And the answer is no, they won't come from our number. It has to be a dedicated number subscribe through the Twilio service. However, they did recently just roll out to where if they actually call us back, it will route. We can now specify our own cell phone numbers. So
hold
that
on
if
one
someone,
sec, Jeff. I'm going to cut you off for 1 second. Let's
Yep.
take a step back. So for those of you guys that have never heard this language before, Twilio is the component that allows us to send and receive text messages. Okay. In order to send and receive automated text messages from your funnels, your smart plans, you have to have Twilio activated. When you register Twilio, you can set up a personal phone number that you actually buy. Is that correct, Jeff?
yes.
Okay. Then what happens is we just found out that we can now forward that phone number so that if somebody clicks it and calls back, it'll actually go to your cell phone. So Twilio, Jeff, it almost sounds like we probably need to do a training on Twilio on its own one of these times. But Twilio is a quick setup, but it's not free. It's really cheap, but it's not free. I want you guys all to know that. So you are charged when you're sending out all of these text messages, okay? So I wanted to clarify that, Jeff, just before we got into too much technical so that everybody understands what we're kind of saying. So
yeah,
sorry, you want to finish that?
Yeah, and that's a great idea. Bottom line is, guys, if this is one of those perfect things to come to me afterwards if you have specific questions about this, because not everybody, some people get it and it's fine. Other people, they don't want to use it because they don't want from a different number. We have lots of reasons to work around that. But bottom line is, don't hesitate to reach out. This setting up Twilio specifically is used to help automate texting and smart plans. That's really what we need to know for today.
Yeah. And if you do have questions, one, you can contact Jeff after the webinar, like we said, Jeff and Paul. Also, if you hop over to YouTube, I've got this amazing KW Command video channel that Jeff and I are both producing lots of tutorial content. So for example, here's one that we posted yesterday about error messages that are happening with team opportunities. Here's one where Jeff specifically shows you how to set up the Twilio call forwarding. So you're going to want to check out this channel, and it's Lori Ballin at your command. In addition to that, I also have a Facebook group. And if you go over to facebook.com, and it is called KW Command with Lori Ballin. So both of those are just Lori Ballin, KW Command. You'll find me in the searches. So you can ask questions here. At this point, I just want to remind you, though, that Jeff and I are agents like you guys. We don't run support for KW. We're just doing this out of contribution and, of course, to generate referrals for our team and Ballin Brand Services Command business. But we don't know everything. Okay, so there may be things that we can help with and troubleshoot it if we know the automatic answer, but you're still probably going to have to go to support with those tough questions. Our job, more or less, what we feel our purpose is to help make this overwhelming task of getting on KW Command easier for you. And me as a marketer, I like to poke the box and show you really cool things that work. Like, hey, run this Facebook ad, or take a look at what I did with the website, and this is what it's working. So that's kind of like what our balance is, okay? So one more time, to get to settings, up here next to your name, if you're on a team, you're going to see two options. You'll see your identity, and you're going to see a team identity. The Rainmaker is able to go in and set up team smart plans that the agents can use. You as the individual would be setting up smart plans just for yourself. So if you want to access team settings, you're going to be down here with Lori Ballin team. This is where we'll talk a little bit more as we build that smart plan. But just in case you see both of those, it's because I'm a team. So I have my own account and I have my Rainmaker account. To get to settings, you just go down here to settings, and now you can access all of this. Okay, perfect. All right. So once that's done, we're going to go over to the left-hand side here, and I'm going to go to Smart Plan. So if you follow me in this left-hand column, we're going to go look at these icons. The first one takes you to the home screen. The second one takes you to contacts. The third one takes you to tasks. And this fourth one right here is your smart plans. So we're going to go right there to smart plans. Now, KW automatically installed some smart plans for you, but they're not doing anything until you activate your smart plans by adding contacts to these smart plans. So some of you may see smart plans in there and go, oh, okay, I've never done anything with those. What do I actually do with them? Okay. So I'm going to go over here to the library by clicking this tab right here, library. Now you're going to be able to access all of these smart plans that were pre-built for you. Each of these smart plans can be brought into your library, and I'm going to walk you through a little bit about what those steps look like in just a moment. They can be brought into your library and they can be edited. So you can make them your own. You can customize them. Okay. Now, if you want to edit them, you're going to want to edit them before you add contacts, because you're going to have a problem editing smart plans after you add contacts. There's only certain fields that can be changed. So you're going to want to try to do all this work on the onset before you start adding people. Okay. So you're going to scroll down and see all of these amazing smart plans. Up here, you could search for smart plans by name. So a keyword like, ooh, I wonder if anybody has a home anniversary smart plan. Let me just see. And you start typing in like the word home, and we're gonna filter that. Oh, sure enough, there's a home anniversary smart plan that was created by Keller Williams. I can grab it by clicking add smart plan. But wait, there's more. There's also shared smart plans by other agents. Look at this one. So Vince Caro Presso created a smart plan, home anniversary, no mail outs, emails only. And he shared it. And now 270 agents are using Vince's smart plan. And here's a rating system. So now agents can share their smart plans. We can grab them. We can edit them. We can look at them by ratings. So instead of by the keyword, you have this little drop down arrow and you can search by author. Okay. So let's look, for example, let's see how many Marty has in here. Most of us know Marty Miller, right? Marty Miller was, oops, that doesn't work. Let's try Marty. There he is. I don't know why it didn't work with both first and last name. The search filters aren't super in depth. Yes, Jeff?
Sorry, you actually had Mary Miller, so that's why that didn't pull up instead of Marty Miller.
Not KW Command's fault, user error fault. That was my bad. Okay, thank you.
One other thing I would like to mention too, real quick, guys, is on these smart plans, we work with a lot of agents that have installed these different smart plans. Definitely look at them. Don't just install them and try to use them. I mean, like, pay attention to what the steps are. There's an option in there to actually see the steps and see what they are, because just because they're shared doesn't mean they work for you, and I think that's an important part, because we get a little cluttered in our smart plans, and then we want to give up on them. So again, that's something I'm always happy to review with you as well on how to make that work for you.
Perfect. Thank you. Are you able to see any of the YouTube comments yet, Jeff?
There haven't been any come in at this point. I'm watching.
Okay, if you happen to be watching this on YouTube, Jeff, I'm actually seeing some little notifications that look like comments popping in, and I was wondering if that might have been YouTube.
Okay.
If you are watching this on YouTube, just type in YouTube for us so that we can see if that's popping up anywhere. This is the first time we're using Zoom to YouTube. Yep, there they are. Do you see it, Jeff, or no?
Okay, yeah, for some reason I'm not seeing it, even though it does show me as a moderator, but it's not showing me the chats. Let me reload.
Yeah, no, they're actually coming in now to the chat. Look, YouTube. Okay, so we can see them on here, but you can't see them on the YouTube channel.
Oh, perfect. Yes, that makes more sense.
Okay, so if you click on the little three dots next to somebody's comment, that just copies it. Okay, you'll have to play around with see if you can find the moderation part on YouTube as well. Just in case anybody comes through crazy that we need to moderate out. I like to have that backup. All right, did you want to add anything to your?
Nope, we're good. Thank you.
Okay, so So we have this killer library now that we're able to pull from. So Marty was the original command guy, right? Like he was just an agent, not just, but he was an agent, not a KW, not working for KW directly. He was an agent in Texas and decided to start the 66-day challenge. And then he moved on to become a regional tech trainer, of course, and is still to this day one of my favorite KW Command trainers. Anyway, he also has built all of these smart plans. Look at this one, 4,285 agents using this smart plan. He took the long-term nurture and he edited it. Okay, so let me show you how to find what's in that smart plan and you'll start getting a better picture of how this works. Okay, so if I click on, let's look at Marty's. So here's what the smart plan at a glance tells me. Okay, it tells me that there are 8 steps in the plan, 8 steps. First it does this, and then it does this, and then it does this. There's 8 steps. It takes 31 days, see this? 31-day duration to cover those 8 steps. So it's a 30-day plan with 8 steps. We're gonna look at what those steps are in a second. And there's 3 touches. So what that means, steps are like delays, you know, you're going to wait for a couple of days before it does this. You're going to add it to another smart plan. Steps have some sort of movement, but are not actual touches to the consumer, to the lead itself. So it says here there are 3 touches. So those are typically emails and text messages, okay? Or they could be a to-do, like to call. So let's take a look at the steps that are here. And yes, Brooke, you can add video. I'm going to show you a couple of ways to do that, okay? So if we look at Marty's steps right here, we go to view steps. You can take a look at what are in his steps, okay? Be careful. When you add something that is a task, when you add a task to these smart plans, it shows up in your to-do dashboard. Don't make the mistake I've seen so many people make and add everybody to a smart plan that has a gazillion tasks. Now all of a sudden you have 400 people on your task list that you don't mean, and then you can't bulk get rid of it at one time. There's different challenges like that. So do this very, very slowly. Pick a smart plan, add yourself first, see how it works. Add your spouse or your partner, or you're an agent on your team, or trade off with somebody at the market center to send each other smart plans and give each other feedback. Make sure you know how the emails land, how the text messages land before you go put a large group on them. Okay, I've seen so many people make that mistake and it can be very overwhelming. Okay, now if you hover over, what was I hovering over to make that appear? Okay, if you kind of hover over the message, let's see. So here we go, text message. So what Marty's done here that I really like is he's actually used the ability in smart plans to create rotating text messages. So in this smart plan, it'll say, hi, Jane Smith. It's, oops, let me hover. It's Marty Miller. Though you're likely not ready to jump into anything yet, are there any questions I can answer for you in the meantime? Then it goes on to the next one. Now, I have created, and this is a proprietary software, a proprietary smart plan with Ballin Brands, because we actually built it for our Infusionsoft clients originally, so we can't just give it away. But we have a buyer arrival, buyer survival, buyer revival, 3-stage smart plan that lasts a year. And then for our sellers, we have a seller arrival, seller survival, and seller revival smart plan that lasts a year. And the goal is when these leads first come in, we've got to be texting them like immediately. And that's what the system does for us. We don't, you don't have the time to be everywhere at once. So the system starts texting them automatically and it starts emailing them. And then if they don't answer, it sends something different the next time. And then if they don't answer, it sends something different. And this buyer arrival stage is pretty aggressive. And then they move into the survival phase. Okay, like the first phase goal was just to get them talking to us, get them to say either go away or get them to say yes, or I'm just looking, or I'm not buying for a year, or something more positive like, yes, come list my house. We want to get that from them in the first phase. The middle phase is about, okay, now we've made some contact. We need to keep dripping some things in, you know, maybe it's a market report. Maybe it's a neighborhood nurture. Here's what your home value is right now. These are all things that can be done in this automation process. And then for us, the revival time period is when we've lost contact, you know, the lead dropped off. Now we need to go super aggressive again. That's when they click into that buyer revival standpoint. Okay. So you have so many options when it comes to these smart plans. You can just click add smart plan. Let's go ahead and see what it looks like. So let's just say we like Marty's. We're going to click add smart plan. Now what happens is it tells us that this is actually a bundled smart plan. It contains multiple plans. What that means is they start off with smart plan A. And when I show you how to build a smart plan in a second, you're going to see it. And then they get, when that's complete, they spin off to smart plan B. And then when that's complete, they spin off to smart plan C. That's what Marty has done here, which is the same thing we do with our arrival, survival, revival. Okay, so there are multiple smart plans that are put together in an automation sequence to work on your behalf, and you don't have to do anything except for setting this up on the front end. Okay, so what's going to happen is the contacts are already in your database. Okay, I'm going to show you how you can add the contacts to the smart plans that by trigger or by adding them manually that will start the flow. But first, I wanted you to see what these smart plans are. Okay, so we're going to now download Marty's smart plan. And then what you'll see is that it's going to show up in our library. Okay, so let me get out of there now. And it should be in my smart plans right here. There it is. So there's Marty's smart plan. Okay. Now I would never just add somebody to the smart plan without going in and looking at it. Do I need to edit it? So to the right of this smart plan, you've got, whoops, I just opened it. Sorry about that. Let me go back to smart plans, my smart plans. Where did they go? Did I click something funny, or is this a KW thing? There they are. My smart plans. There they go. Just sometimes you got to move back and forth and things reappear. On the right-hand side, you see this little icon. This gives you the ability to add a contact to that smart plan. So I'm going to click it. Now look what happens. You can add a group of contacts based on their tag. You can search by somebody by name, or you can select all and add everybody. Okay, these are options that you have when it comes to your smart plans. Now, tags, for those of you that are brand new to Command, tags give us the ability to sort our audiences. Maybe you have a bunch of people that are tagged potential buyer. Maybe you have a bunch of people that are tagged by a specific listing address. Maybe they came into that listing address when you had an open house. Maybe they registered on your Facebook ad for that listing. And so you put them all in these multiple tag categories so that when you want to reach them through an email or text message or call, you can sort them based on these tags. So remember this, your tags identify your audience. There's no limitation to how many tags you can add. So the better you get at tagging your audience, the better your audience is then segmented so that you can send the right message to the right person at the right time. So step one, if you have not done anything, but you have contacts in your database, step one is to go start tagging them all. Are they your sphere of influence? Are they another real estate agent? Are they title or escrow or mortgage, like your ancillary services? Are they in a particular area of town? Are they move-in buyers, move-out buyers? Like whatever it is for you that you are going to remember, you want to go in and do that. Because what will happen then is you can say, okay, I want everybody who's in my Summerlin tag list to get this smart plan, that I could just select all, add to smart plan, and now they will be added to that smart plan. In addition to that, you also can open a contact. I'm going to open contacts in a new tab over here so I can show you. Let's just say you're working with a contact that just came in, or you just added them to your database for some reason. You actually have the ability to open that contact. Let me open myself so I don't give away anybody else's info here. And then up here, you have something called Smart Plans. You can click there, and now you can click Add to Smart Plan, and you can choose any smart plan on your list. So those are a couple of ways that you can add people to your smart plans, okay? Tags, which will be triggers. I'm going to show you those in our manual one. You can add them like I just showed you from the smart plan itself, or you can add them from the contact lead directly. Okay, is that making sense for everybody? Okay. All right, perfect. Okay, so then what we can do, that says if we add someone to a smart plan, will they start at the beginning or from where the smart plan currently is? Excellent question, Beth. They will start from the beginning. Each smart plan is timed based on when the trigger is added or the contact is added to the smart plan. So it will be from the beginning. That's when they get added. That's an excellent question. Okay. All right. Sorry, I can't catch all your questions. I know Jeff is tending to them as they go by. All right. Now, let me show you what it looks like to create a smart plan. And this is going to be an aha moment that will really help you understand what the flow looks like. Okay. I'm going to come up here to create. Let me go back to, where's the create button? Let me go back to the home screen here. Okay, there it is. Up on the right-hand side, there's a button called create. Go to create. My suggestion is this: create your own smart plan, even if it's only one step before you pull anybody else's into your library, because you're going to grab things you don't understand. And then you're going to have people receiving text and emails that you didn't know were there. So my suggestion is to do this and keep it stupid simple, just so that you can get an idea of how this flow works. And then if you never want to build another smart plan again, you never have to, but you may have to edit somebody else's. Okay. So plan name is going to be My Test Smart Plan. Nobody sees this but you. Then you're going to click apply. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add some steps to this smart plan. Okay. If you've never used a page builder before, you may not understand how these widgets work that are on the right-hand side. Essentially, these are all little components that work to create a page or create some sort of content. Okay, so they're content elements, whether they're a task, whether they're an email, whether they're whatever, they help create some sort of action or content on the email. If you're new and you have not yet used the landing pages, which Jeff and I will come do another live stream for you for that, we're going to be doing the whole thing in this process. But if you've never built a landing page before and you haven't built out your website, you may not have seen this, but the page builders are there as well. When we build our newsletters, the page builders are there as well. So you're going to want to get comfortable with this concept of page building, okay? Little drag and drop items that help create your content for you. All right. So the first thing you want to do, let's just say this smart plan we're building is for people that came into my open house. I had an open house on Saturday, and I'm tagging everybody that comes in when they sign in, excuse me, when they sign in, I'm tagging them as 123 Main Street. I'm also tagging them as potential buyer, and I might also tag them as Summerlin, which is the area maybe that this house was in. I like to market by neighborhoods in Vegas. So that's one of the reasons why I do it that way. Okay, so I've tagged them in every way I can think of that I might target them later to segment that audience. And then I say, what is the first thing I want to do? The first thing I want to do is maybe send them an email. Okay, so I'm going to take this little widget here, and all I did was click on it. I didn't even have to drag that like we do with some of the other elements in Command. And what happened is it automatically opened what's called a WYSIWYG editor. What you see is what you get. This is your email. You can now start typing. It's got your from address and it's got your subject line. So in your subject line, you might put today's visit at 123 Main Street, or today's open house visit at 123 Main Street. Now, I personally am a huge, huge believer that the more you personalize your touches, the better results you're going to get. If you just go in and grab everybody else's smart plans, there is nothing custom, there's nothing personal. It's just generic. Hey, how you doing? Are you ready to shop? All of that stuff that we all build in our funnels. There's nothing wrong with that. But any time that you can go in and create something custom, your open rates are going to go through the roof. Your click rates are going to go through the roof. Your calls, it's more personalized to them. Okay. So your choices are, you can create a simple email and you can just start typing, or you can click on designs and you can actually select a design that you build in the KW Command Designs library. So I'm going to click on select design just so that you can see what this looks like. Now check this out. This is one of my favorite things now. We have all of these templates that we can use for emails. Okay. KWRI templates are all right here. There are 41 of them. Now, if you hover over it, those three dots, you can preview what it looks like. These are actually merge fields that pull in all of your info for you automatically from your KW Command marketing profile. It's genius. I love this piece. Now, let's take a look at something I created. Somebody asked about video. Okay. So, oh shoot, I don't know which one it was. Let me see if it was this one. Yes. Okay. Let me see if I can. Let me preview this one. Okay, you're not able to see what my changes were. So let me open it directly. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and open this email that I've already created. I'm not using it in any smart plan, so I could make changes. It's not going to be a big deal. What you want to do is always copy the email first before you make edits to it if you're going to be using it for other purposes. So I'm just going to go ahead and click got it so that you can see how we add this. Okay. Now, remember how I showed you that smart plan page builder? See the widgets? Down here, there's a video one. All you do is click it so that you're holding on to it with your mouse, drag it, and then put it wherever the green line is where you want it. So I want it right above that red drop. There we go. See that? So now there's a spot for a video. But here's the catch with this. It's actually a fake out video. What that means is it's really asking you to put in an image placeholder and a YouTube link or wherever your video link is. When they click on it, it's actually going to take them to that video. So you're not really sending like this whole video over email, but it's going to look that way. So if I click on edit, see over here, all I have to do is go grab any video URL. I'm going to go to my YouTube channel and I'm going to grab a video, youtube.com/Lori's video. Okay. Now here, you need to replace that thumbnail with a picture of some kind. All right. There's me being super happy. We're just going to go with that. Okay. And then we're going to click, hold on. no save, replace. Did that, replace, done. Okay, that was weird. There's no save button. So see how that looks? So now it looks like a video, but when they click on it, it's actually going to open the YouTube. So if you had any type of virtual tour link, or you have a landing page you created on KW Command that has this video, any of those types of things are going to work. As long as wherever they land, it actually has that video. Does this make sense to everybody? Okay, yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, Claire is making a point that a lot of those pre-made smart plans that you're grabbing from other agents have personal info in there. You don't want, I don't want Marty Miller's signature in my smart plan or whatever. I know I'm not saying Marty specifically because I know he knows how to build these, but other agents are just sharing their smart plans as is. So you're not, you got to go edit them. Exactly right. Thank you. Okay. This is cool, right? Don't you love this? I mean, we're going to do more trainings on this so that you know how to use designs at a higher level. But this is, these are great for newsletters. They're great for, hey, we just listed a property there. And you've got all kinds of these templates that can be built and used, and they can be used in your smart plans. Okay. Now, from a marketing standpoint, I do want to caution you though, and tell you that sometimes a plain old simple email is best. So maybe jog it up a little bit. You know, if you have too much HTML in these emails, you have too much design, they could land in spam. They could be looked at as too salesy. So I like to create a balance between them. Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to make the point too that some smart plans, like the ones that we install for you, are actually designed to look as though you sent a personal message to them. So we don't have all of the, you know, specific designs, or it's not a marketing piece. It's not a top of mind piece. Sometimes it's meant to look very intentional. We don't want it to look automated. So we will use very simple email texts a lot of times, or in the text messages, we don't include a lot of extra stuff, because how would we text someone if we were to actually manually do it? We'd probably do a nice, short and sweet, to the point, because we're just trying to build a rapport. So yeah, definitely you know, think of what we want to use, what we want the smart plan to accomplish, and use the appropriate design.
Jeff, that in our buyer, in your buyer arrival or buyer survival, there's that one message that we said gets answered all the time. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The HOA?
So what is that one?
It actually says HOA or no HOA. Just
HOA or no HOA. Like, just a stupid, simple, basically what we're asking. Okay, we're in Vegas, and in Vegas, we have a lot of homeowners associations. And people here, I don't know about you guys, but they either hate them or love them. So the question is, HOA or no HOA? And they answer HOA or no HOA. And now we've got a conversation to have with them. So that's an example.
Yeah, we've also changed that up in certain markets that maybe don't have the HOA issue to pool or no pool. We've also done parking spot or no parking spot, like in New York, you know, whether they need a parking spot or not. So it can be customized, but the point is that it's not meant to look like a, you know, consider when you're thinking of your home about an HOA, or it's not like that. It's meant, it's very simple, just to get it a kind of an emotional reaction.
Yes, perfect. And these emails, what I like these best for is when I want to send out a broadcast email of, I took 4 new listings this week and I fill this all out, and then I send it out to the entire database that's marked as buyers. Or some of you guys have been following my training and know how much I love hyper-local things to do in. So I might have, one of my touches might be 4 places to take your kids over for summer camp. It's funny, during 2020, like we don't have as much of that after last year of pandemic, right? But you might have, I might do something like at 4th of July, I send out one of these that says 4 places to see fireworks for 4th of July, or five of the best places to see fireworks on 4th of July. And I'll take these elements and just edit them to be hyper local. Those are the types of things I like to use these formatted styles from. Any of you guys that are on my mailing list, you've seen how I send from Infusionsoft, but you've seen how I send, here's this week's top videos. Same idea. This is the same concept. And you use these page builders to do that, okay? So on another training, we're gonna come back to these emails, but I wanted to show you that it is possible to use any of these templates in your smart plan. So if I'm gonna click save and exit, actually, I'm just gonna exit it because I don't, yeah, we'll save and exit. Let's see. Now it should drop it in for us. There it is. So see, I was able to go into designs, create a design, and drop it into the smart plan. Okay, here's an example of how I might use that. Today's open house visit at 123 Main Street. What if I pre-designed an email that has my header, and then it has the video of the property to remind them of the property. And then underneath it, it says, it was so nice to meet you today at 123 Main Street. I'll keep you posted on any price reductions or if this house closes. But I wanted you to see that we have 3 others just like it. And then you create 3 boxes, boom, boom, boom. This one, and this one. Because what we know is that most people who come into our open houses don't want that property. They eliminate it, right? They're like, oh no, it's too much. It doesn't have enough bedrooms. I really want a single story. It doesn't have a pool. It does have a pool. But you still want to recruit that buyer to, your services. You want to present your services to that buyer. So come with value. What else can you give them? What else can you bring to the table? So that would be a great personalized follow-up, okay? If you want to use simple, you would start here with a mail merge field that pulls in their first name. So right here, this little F that's in those brackets, just drop that little arrow down and choose contact first name. Now it will address them by name for you. You never have to go in and personalize that specifically. Hit the comma, then you would just type in, it was great to see you today at 123 Main Street. Okay. I wanted you to see the 3 homes in the area that are similar, or whatever you want to put here. Now what you can do is you could actually create a link right here. And now you can link them to the 3 homes. That could be a PDF, or you could attach, that could be a link to your PDF that you uploaded with a Dropbox shared link or something like that. It could be a link to your actual website, okay? So if you go to your KW command front end of your website, mine looks like this. Now remember, Jeff and Paul at Ballin Brands, oh, that's the wrong one. That's my WordPress one, ballingrouphomes.com. Jeff and Paul set these all up. So if you have not done your website yet and you need help with it, you can talk to them about that. What you can do is just go into your website like you were a consumer, okay? And then you can create a page of similar properties to that open house. So for example, let's just say the open house we looked at today was 500,000, okay? So you could go over here to price and say, I only want to show homes that are up to 500 by dragging this little bar. And maybe I'll start at homes that are 300,000 in the neighborhood. There's not usually that vast of a difference here in one neighborhood, but something like that. And you see how the properties start changing? Well, you can actually sort here by neighborhood. So let's just say we were in the Vistas, which is the neighborhood I live in. So our open house today was in the Vistas. You see what just happened, how everything just changed here? Ooh, this is actually a great page in itself. Let's say we were at the open house today and it was in the Vistas. Okay, so I know that neighborhood. So I could just say in my email, I wanted you to see the other properties that are available in the neighborhood. So see here, 6 properties. Why not send them all? Because we don't necessarily know their price range. So what we do is we take this long URL up here, we copy it, okay? And then we go back over to our smart plan. We hover over 3 homes in that area that are similar or whatever keyword you want. Click this little link, paste that page, add link. Look at that. So you're coming from a place of value. It's custom. It fits that buyer specifically. Okay. Are you guys getting something out of these ideas? I'm so passionate about not just teaching standard canned stuff. I want you to think about conversion in a different way and have some ideas of how to build these things. Okay. So that is the first step. Now you would say, you know what? I also want to send them a text, but maybe I don't want them to get the text and the email on the same day. So instead, let's create a little bit of a delay. Let's create a pause. So see this set delay, drag that in to, oops, I'm sorry, I put in 2. Just click it and it drags it in. Now you get to choose how many days before the next thing happens. Okay, so let's just say we're going to send them a text the next day, the second day. So now we're going to click send text message. Remember, Twilio has to be activated, and Twilio will not send messages anymore late in the evening or too early in the morning. I think it's based on like 11 to 7 Central Time, Texas, something like that. So if you are adding them to the Smart Plan at 10 o'clock at night, it will send it the next day, like at 11 at the normal time frame. Okay. So here's the text. So you would say, hi, and then the mail merge, first name. Did you get the list of properties I sent you yesterday? It's Lori Ballin. Wait a minute. Now, Jeff, tell me the disclaimer that's now part of the text message. Do you, if you can?
Yeah, so the first one, there's anytime you do a Twilio, the first message that goes out, it'll actually send your message, and then right after it says, if you would rather discuss this over the phone, please let me know, or I can give you a call. I forget exactly what that last piece was.
Okay, so it's going to send your text message, but then it's going to send them like an opt-out that basically says, if you'd rather talk on the phone, it says your name and introduces you, and then they have the ability to stop that campaign, right? Yep. Now they can stop it at any time, but that was put in as a opt-out measure, essentially.
Yep.
So did you get the list of properties I sent you yesterday? Or you could start off with, hey, it's Lori Ballin, the agent from the open house at 123 Main Street. Did you get the list of properties I emailed you yesterday? Okay. And that would be a yes or no question. If you don't want it to be a yes or no question, you can say, what did you think of the other 6 properties I emailed you? Or you may not know how many are on there because that's a dynamically updating page. So when a new listing adds to the neighborhood, it adds it. So you may not know the number at the current time. So you might say, what do you think of the other properties I emailed you? Okay, something like that. All right. So this is steps. Here's the first step, day 1. Second step is the delay. Third step is the text message. Okay. Now, if you wanted to, you could schedule a make a call. So let's do another delay. And now we're going to create, let's just say 3 more days go by. Now you're going to create yourself a to-do to call them. So we're going to click the make a call. You see how that works? So now it's going to say call Jane about 123 Main Street visit. You can add a hyperlink. But you're the only one that it shows up in your task list. But let's just say you have a virtual assistant, or you have a ISA, or you have somebody on your team that is catching all of these and calling. You would need to put in notes that they're going to understand here. Okay. And then the hyperlink, and then you can close that. So that's another step. All right. Now, at the end of this, you've got some options. You can actually restart the Smart Plan so that it's a flow and it keeps recycling all the messages. You'll want to think very carefully before doing that. Are your messages the kind that would be on a loop? Okay. for example, one of my loops is, hey, here's this week's real estate. Here's what listed in Las Vegas this week, or here's the homes that just reduced in the last 7 days. And I have that on a loop so that every week they just get the link to the page on my website that updates dynamically. And that way I know everybody is getting something all the time, right? So that's how that works. And then if we wanted to, right here, we could add them to another smart plan. So earlier when we looked at Marty's, I said it was actually a sequence of emails. This is where that sequence would go. You would simply click there. Now they leave this smart plan and they get moved into another. Jeff?
Yeah, a couple items. Susie had asked, I think it just went to panelists, not to everybody. So I'll repeat the comment that, can you show us where in the smart plans that are currently available, how or where to find the basic 36 touch plan? And so kind of on that topic, there really isn't a single 36 touch unless it's in the library that someone's—
There probably is by now. Here,
yeah. But what we find is that it's more valuable when we have multiple smart plans that are creating those 36 touches. So they might be on a neighborhood nurture, on a birthday campaign, on our survival campaign, and, you know, on a holiday. Like within each of those, it is collectively creating that many touches, as opposed to having one single smart plan that's trying to accommodate every touch.
Yeah, and I don't know based on my search. So if you scroll down here, you have top rated smart plans. There's a 555. Some of you guys that recognize 36 touch, 12 direct, 55 plus, just do a little search in here so that you can see what's coming up. I agree completely with Jeff. I prefer to have a more personalized, a series that's designed very specific. I can't stand these ones that say, can we have coffee, and you know, that type of thing that are standard in those 36 touches. But you could go look at all of these and edit something and customize it to make it your own, of course.
Yeah.
And
Kristen had asked too that if someone were to respond to an email, so if you had a smart plan series trying to make contact and someone already responded to an email, would they not then get the next steps in the smart plan? So I wanted to address the fact that there is no trigger to stop the smart plan at this stage, that the smart plan will continue to run unless you manually remove them from the smart plan.
Or if the contact is archived.
Correct. Yeah.
So like if I get a, hey, no, thank you, go away, I will archive that contact. I don't leave it sitting in there. If they have told me to go away, I archive it, the smart plan stops sending. But we have to otherwise manually remove them from the smart plan. Now, if they respond stop, they no longer get text messages, to my understanding. I have not tested that myself.
They won't get the text messages, but they will still get the emails, because all they're actually stopping is the text communication.
Exactly. Okay, perfect. Right. So once this is all created, okay, and I'm going to click save just so that we don't lose our spot there. Then I just want to show you really quick how the trigger fires that smart plan, and then we'll address any other questions. Okay. So right here, you have this little person there. And just like I guess I already showed you this in the shared smart plans. Actually, no, where's the trigger? I have to come back, leave and come back. I'm missing the little trigger button. Let me get out of there and come back to it so I can see where it is.
The add trigger event?
Yeah.
It's right there underneath the name, smart plan name. And then there's a box that says add trigger event on the actual timeline on the left.
Oh my gosh, I'm blind as a bat. Right here.
Yeah.
I'm not really blind. I just couldn't see it. See this add trigger event? This is how you can now, how you can have a smart plan start automatically based on a trigger. So we're going to click trigger. Right now, the only way you can trigger a smart plan to start automatically is when a tag is added to that contact. Later, I think we will be able to create smart plans based on phases and stages and forms and all kinds of things. But right now, you can do this by tag. So let me give you an example. let's say you create that smart plan for 123 Main Street that's in the vistas up here in Summerlin, right? Our example. So everybody that comes into the open house, they do your open house sign-in sheet. They use your iPad and they use your command sign-in sheet and they're registered. Well, what I would do is I would, as soon as that person leaves, I would add a tag to their contact that says 123 Main Street. That will automatically start this campaign. Or they call them smart plans. I'm so used to calling funnels campaigns. So that will automatically start that. So just be careful about doing it. It's not retroactive though. It won't automatically go back. And from my understanding, you know what, I'd have to double check that comment. When it first rolled out, I was under the impression that if you added the trigger, that it would start the campaign. I don't know. I have to look that up. I'm talking in circles. So something to do with when that fires with the tags, I remember, but I'd have to go look. So when you add a tag, it will start that campaign. I just need to look and see, does it retroactively include everybody that already has the tag, or is it only people that get the new tag?
Yeah, my understanding was that once you set this up, then when you apply tags from then on, it would add them to the smart plan, not pull them back. There might be, if there isn't yet, usually there's an alert that would come up that says, do you want to add everybody else? But they haven't written that in here.
Yeah, okay, you said it better, but that's exactly what I was thinking. So what you would have to do is, let's just say you want everybody who has the tag to be added. You would do 2 steps. Your first step would be to click up here, sort on tags, and include everybody that visited 123 Main Street. That would then put all of your past customers in the smart plan. Then to create the automation so that it will tag everybody in the future, so that it'll add everybody in the future, then you add the trigger and you choose that same tag, and then anybody added will get it. You see? So that makes sure that everybody in the past gets it. And now the trigger makes sure everybody in the future gets it. I'm sure that will get cleaner as we go along, but that's a way to make sure front and back. So I'm going to answer some questions now. I know that we are right at the on the hour. So if you've got to go, I'll send out the playbacks afterwards, and I appreciate you being here, but I'm going to go ahead and stay and answer some questions that are in here now for those that actually want to know it. And if this is, okay, so thank you, Aaron, for being honest. Aaron says this is intimidating, and I've used other CRMs that are more intuitive. I agree on many levels. I'm a pretty advanced. I'm pretty advanced with technology as a general rule, and with marketing. And I think part of the challenge is the time frame and the structure in which this is being built. And I'm not specifically just a, hey, KW Command cheerleader, like, you know, it's not about that for me. Some of the things in KW Command I absolutely love, and some of the things in KW Command I'm like messaging Jeff going, are you kidding me? Right? To be honest, I mean, I'm like, this isn't working the right way. So what I do is I work with what works. And if you click on this little question mark up here to the right, there is an amazing library of tutorials. Click right here on Keller Williams University, and then type in whatever it is that you're looking for. Like, let's just say smart plans. Look at how to add a neighborhood contact, how to customize opportunities, how to do this, how to do this. And if you click on it, it has all of the steps with the screen capture. So the how-to is really built in now in a way that it wasn't in the beginning. And it makes it all that much easier when learning it. So my 2 cents is use what you like, leave the rest, and we'll see where they go from there. All right. Jeff, were there any other questions that I need to attend to? Everybody, I want to thank you so much for being here. Remember, ballinbrands.com, Jeff and Paul. Please join my Facebook group and subscribe to the YouTube channel to get more trainings when I make them. And
there was a question from Dave's Goodman. I heard that we can make a registration form, one of our paid Facebook ads, automatically trigger a task plan that we have set up. And and I have not seen that that's available yet. Right now, the only trigger is adding a tag. And so far in like the Facebook ads, like if we use Zapier, for example, we don't have the ability yet to automatically add a tag to a lead that comes into the system.
But I want to caution, I just want to say that if you heard that, there may be something Jeff and I don't know. That is always possible. That we're going to tell you from our standpoint, we haven't seen that certain thing yet, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It also doesn't mean that somebody didn't say it was like all the lab advisors have been able to see things that everybody else doesn't see yet. So it could be something that's coming potentially, but when it comes to Facebook ads, it's changing every day. So could there be a tag option on Facebook ads, Jeff? Maybe we haven't actually run an ad in the last couple of days. So
yeah, I just ran one last night, so it's not there yet, but
yet.
Again, it could be something that's rolling out to everybody this week. I mean, like these things come out in stages too. So yes, it's definitely possible. We just haven't seen it yet.
All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this, and Jeff and I will be coming back and doing these for you on a regular basis. And let us know what it is that you need. And we're excited to be bringing you these tutorials. Anything you want to add, Jeff?
That's it. Happy to help. Look forward to helping everybody move right along. This is a great platform to invest in one way or the other to get going with what does work, and we'll focus just on that and get you rocking and rolling.
All right. Thanks, Jeff. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate you guys being here, my brothers. And we will be back and talk to you guys all later.